Welcome back, guys. So this is GU backtesting, and I first wanted to do a top-down analysis of what the market was doing by the time, and probably look for some entries as it goes on. So yeah, this is day one of backtesting until I'm a profitable trader, part 2. Well, I did first part while I was at work, and let's do some few more minutes to hours, by which the video will be some minutes, and hours I'll be backtesting off recording. But yeah, that's how it will be. And this is unscripted, so don't mind any stuttering or other malfunctions in the speech. So I start with some top-down analysis. I first saw that on the monthly, this was a bearish month, and we have an order block right here, and we have high chances to react to it because of the daily we were seeing price trying to create a corrective move. So as you know, in a downtrend we go in something like this and this. So these down moves are called impulsive, like these ones right here are the impulsive moves, while these short upward moves are corrective moves. So here we are anticipating to make a corrective move, and with that corrective move we can find some buy trades, where those buy trades might turn out to be reversals, where the market will reverse from this order block and continue higher, targeting maybe these equal highs, relatively equal highs, or even go lower. So we can look for short-term buys, and if a market shift occurs, then we look for long-term buys. Other than that, it's short-term buys and long-term sells. So I think that's all about the context of what we are going to trade. Let's go to the daily time frame quick. Right, so you can see on the daily that this Friday was going in an upward move, was in an uptrend. Let's go further lower. Okay, let me first mark up that order block though, I forgot. Right, the monthly you can see something like this, and when we go to the weekly, and see how it's looking like, we can classify it further by annotating this one, actually this one right here, or this down close candle right here. I think you can see it well. You can annotate this one like this. So let's move this one to be something like here, and go above the wick a little bit. Alright, so I think this is how our order block would look like. Let's mark it our weekly order block. This is the weekly OP, and some of you are wondering where this line came from. So since we were in a downtrend, we might need some corrective moves. So when we put our fib retracement from this high to this low, I actually did this on the 1 month. This is where I did the correction. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so we can mark this high right here. It's a significant high on the daily time frame, and this low, we can see that we have equilibrium here. So since we're on the daily, might look for some buys until we reach here in this week, and then the next week would either go low or confirm a market shift. Let's remove this. I already have our equilibrium point here. Let's go for 2 hour. So since we're reacting to a high time frame point of interest, we will be looking for entry criteria here, which is a fair value gap retest or a inverse fair value gap retest, and then we enter. So we have a fair value gap here, we have an inverse fair value gap here. So I've been training my eyes to spot that many times, and it will be improving over the days. So we have we are having an inverse fair value gap right here, inversion fair value gap, and we will potentially retrace to this. So let's play it because it's Friday. Oh, Right, let's create another backtesting session. No worries. It's all worth the wait. So what time were we? We were Friday, April 29th at 15. Alright, let's create another session. Okay, we will start from Friday, April 2020. Wait, was it 2023? Friday, April 19th. Which means it's 2034. Yeah, this one right here. And it will be 15. 0. Right. And the end date. Oh, wait. Okay. The end date will probably be this one. The end date will probably be yesterday. And let me add some other assets. Say trade Euro USD. I'll add NAS. I'll add S&P 500. I think this is all. Well, also the GJ, GBP, JPY. And I'll put a balance of 100k. And this session is a session 16. This is because I didn't pay premium. I mean, it's hard to afford that right now, but I don't think it's a big deal. Let's create the session. Alright, we're in. I think the diagrams will be back, so no need to worry about that. Okay, it's delaying a bit. Let's go to GBP USD. Right. Wait, how come we lost the drawings? Oh yeah, it went a bit too far. Alright, no worries. Let's speed it up. Till it reaches somewhere in here. Alright, I think this is it. We actually missed out some few trades, but let's go to the 2-hour time frame and look for some potential entries. So the first entry we would look for is to at least take up this high, because you can see we broke this fair value gap and it became an inverse fair value gap, and we are looking to have some push to the upside. So let's see how this would go. 2 hours. Right. Okay, so tested the fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, rallied higher, came lower. Okay, it's not showing some good signs of going higher anytime soon, but on the 2 hour you can see that it's a bit promising. We can also narrow it down to be something like this on a 1 hour. So you can call it the 1 hour inverse fair value gap. Alright, and the previous daily low, you can see it was taken out already, and we were heading higher. It was on Wednesday, and let's remove this session stuff. But what this session thing would help us with, I think, would be for later use. Let's hide this. Alright, and we also have a small fair value gap inside here, so we would look for an entry when the New York session starts. So we also have another. Okay, so let's wait for the setup to show and we can look for some potential trades. So it's currently 6. Let's wait for retracement to the fair value gap. Okay, did retrace, but is this a move you'll enter on? Let's go on the 15-minute and see. Okay, so this was 9:45. The 9:30 move was going lower. And how about the 8:30 move? 8:30 was this upward candle right here. So what would we learn from this? Is that maybe market really wants to go lower, because actually the 9:30 move makes a high impact on where the market wants to go for the day, and this was the move that it made. So maybe we would look for some short-term sales and target this low, but it's might be a little bit tricky. Let's see. Okay, retracement. What time is it? It's 11:15. Let's use now the 5-minute to see candles printing slowly and slowly. Okay. Okay, after the lunch hour, we can see a retracement to this fair value gap as well. So maybe if we remove this, we can have a PM session fair value gap. We also have this fair value gap which was retraced into, and it collided with this order block. I mean this, by the order block I mean this whole corrective move, and you can see this order block. This actually became a breaker block. Then this fair value gap coincided with a breaker block, which is a very good entry point. So let's take a short-term trade. One good trade would have been right here on this breaker and fair value gap testing, or another one could be on this fair value gap. I'll put a stop loss a few pips above this high, and we target this low right here. I think this is a 2.5 risk to reward. And then, since we're in the PM session, we can't expect much volatility, but let's see how the market plays it out. Let's out our entry will be, let's sell 5 lots. All right, take profit will be something here, and the stop loss will be right here. The risk of $645. So let's play it and see. Whoa, crazy rejection, crazy rejection. So it ended up going higher. You can see I got wicked out, and after getting wicked out, it created a move to the downside. I think this day had some news on it, because this will be really crazy. Let's see what news were on Wednesday, 4th May 2022. And maybe that will confirm for us. Okay, so we choose May 4th, 2022. Apply the settings. What news were there? About 2, we had the ADP non-farm employment change. And what time was this? Actually, this is my time. This is, I'm in GMT +2, so CAT. And to get to New York, that will be -6, and so 14 minus 6, it will be 8. So what time was here? It was between 2, which is 18, or 6 p.m. our time. So you can see what was happening right here. President Biden was speaking. Really crazy. Anyways, good trade, but you can see that the upward bias was followed, and I'm still in a puzzle. Why? Let's go to the daily and see if it has rebalanced to that level. It hasn't reached back to this level, but you can see it's trying to go higher and higher as the day goes on. So this was Wednesday. Let's look for Thursday and Friday trades. Good. So we'll have to wait for this day to end. Okay, so this was Wednesday, May. Okay, this is 19. Okay, now Thursday has approached. We can see a good sweep in liquidity here. A liquidity sweep, sorry, we've got a liquidity sweep right here. Then we go on the 1 hour. We can see some fair value gaps in here. Let's go to the 30-minute. Remove this. You can see some liquidity resting here, which was taken out, so the other liquidity will be below this low, and that's the one we'll be targeting for this day. So on this day we can see that we might get some moves by 8:30 or 9:30. So it's 5, 6 and 7. Whoa, look at this move. Really crazy rejection. You see this? I have a fair value gap right here. Let's go to 15-minute, and you can see that market really dropped as crazy. I mean, I was waiting to enter when New York session started, but London session was more crazier this day. Really crazy. So what was happening on that day? So May 5th, we had this monetary policy report. Oh, makes sense. Makes sense. You can see these red flags over here. Okay, so let's wait for our classic entry, so we enter when New York session. Let's look if New York session provides some opportunities. We actually need to remove this. So New York session is about to start, and we can see that at 9:30 we have this move reacting to this 15-minute order block, this up close candle right here, and we can see a retracement, hopefully. So probably I don't think we'll have to trade this day then if we have no retracement of a value gap for us to enter. We have no retracement, but what I have noted is that we might consider taking some trades in London session, even though I like to consider London as the manipulation, and then we'll do the distribution in the New York, but I might start to reconsider adjusting to take London and New York window frame and trade the intra session. Okay, so we entered Friday. Let's see if we can get some TGIF setups. So by 3, the start of London, market had started making some big moves, but I hate trading when I don't know which liquidity market is running to, because sometimes it's really heartbreaking when you see a trade which is a good one but didn't get a chance because, for example, you didn't know what you were targeting. Sorry, a bit. Okay, so if you had something like this, maybe you have a 2.5 trade, and with that you had a trade to run, you don't know where the market is actually going, and by reaching here it actually goes back without even hitting your TP. So that's why I really like to know where the market is going to go. So let's go to the daily and see some liquidity points that the market will target. Okay, you can see them clearly here, the weekly. So what lows do we have? We have this low right here, it's a weekly low, this one. We also have another one right here. So these are the potential liquidity levels market will be running for, and I think that will be good to show us where to take our trades and when to take them. So by the way, this is a good entry right here. I'm just sad that it's a harsh reality that I missed this one, but this would have been a really good trade. I mean, look at this. Even though I don't trade news, but we have our sweep, a shift, a fair value gap retest, and boom, a drop. Okay, so let's go. Let's see, this was Friday at 3. Let's go to 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Look at some intervals. We have equal highs right here, relatively equal highs. this is a liquidity point right here. Can mark them as previous equal highs. Sorry, previous equal highs. Okay, and I think that's all to see. We can now see what the market is about to do. Let's forward it a little bit. So we have a fair value gap right here, and it's showing a kind of rejection. Okay, the fair value gap has now been filled. We had this one right here, and looking at this corrective move right here, you can see that we had this order block which started this corrective move, and by breaking it we had a breaker block right here, and the breaker block coinciding with fair value gap will give us a good confirmation to enter into a trade. So I think here we can look for a short trade which will be something like this and this. So it's a 1 to 2 trade. Let's sell it. Sell 5 lots again. Take profit, stop loss, we save, and stop loss right here. Take profit right here. And by that, let's see if there were non-news. It was 6th May. Wait, it's the first Friday, so there's NFP, obviously. There's NFP. I knew it. I knew this. I was ready for this. Because 6th May appears to be the first Friday of the month, so it's obvious that there will be some high volatility in the market because of the news, but I really don't trade news, so should I close the trade or not? But let's see how it goes, just for the thrill. But I wouldn't really trade this, but the news are actually going to occur somewhere here, so somewhere here. But let's see how it goes in the London session. Whoop, stopped out, headed for the previous equal highs, didn't take them out. Okay, we were stopped out again. So we have this previous equal highs, they were taken out at any point, but let's see what happened when the news were released. The news were released, we had this candle right here drop and then came back higher. Right, so crazy trade. Okay, let's remove this, but before we remove it, what we can see, that what we can learn from this trade is that London has a lot of manipulation. This is why I actually abstain from it, but nonetheless I would trade it. Consider this high was taken out. We've got a shorting structure on this low right here, fair value gap retest, and we drop lower, but we can't trust that on a day with news. Anyways, so we look to pull up to many months of backtesting and weeks of backtesting. This is a Friday, and maybe the next week will provide some opportunities, and until we backtest together again, be safe.